Hey, how you guys doing out here? James Humphrey with an episode. Hey, how you guys doing out here? James Humphrey with another episode of Real Talk with Real Men. I got my co-host with me, Kyle Stanley.
Yo.
And today's episode, we are talking about investments and ambitions.
Yes.
Thinking about the future.
Yes.
Where we're putting our money, all of our hard work,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Hopefully making it better than today. You know what I'm
Making
saying?
it better than today.
Rather than destroying it.
Rather than destroying it. Let me ask you this. 5 years. Let's go 5 years.
5 years?
Where are you looking at yourself?
5 years. Well, the discussion of home and housing is on the table right now in my home. So
Oh, there you go.
I hope that we have settled into our house maybe 3 years in by that time.
Okay.
I plan to have no neighbors, so hopefully we get the location that I desire.
So are you thinking country or rural?
Yeah, just
Okay.
rural. I mean, as far out as needs to be, but if we can get a nice little piece of land with a house, yeah,
There you go.
I definitely want to do that.
Doing like an acre, 2 acre, half acre.
I would be content with 3. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? Keep it 3, but shit, I definitely
It's
would
enough
want
to
to add. You know,
Get the
just
ball
once
out
you
there
get a
and tell the
footing.
boy to go get it.
Once you get a footing, I definitely would want to add, but just to start out, man, I'd keep it at 2 or 3. I'd be happy. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? But housing that, and I want to transition into working from home and working for myself. So starting business, working on that as we speak, and
Yep.
helping my wife with a business that she's working on
Okay.
as well. So,
So two
maturing those things. and-
business owners in one house.
Yes.
I
yes.
hear it's actually
So-
more common than the norm. If I'm being honest with you,
Well, I hope so. And
it's usually two side
that broadens
gigs.
the community. So.
You know, 2 side gigs more or less add up to 1 main gig or,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it's actually more common in now households more than back in the day. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where I see myself in 5 years. Filming big movies, hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
Filming big movies, $1 million movies. You know, I like renting. So I'm most
Being
definitely
able to be mobile.
Yeah, I'm most definitely keeping my apartment here, but I'm actually thinking about having 2 apartments.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So one, in the city, and then one out of the city. You know, and then I kind of decide where I want to be on that part.
I can agree with that.
And then honestly, in 5 years, I just want Associates Productions to be downloaded in every single household.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Looking at the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
subscribers.
Yes. Somewhere around there.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's going to happen.
You know, if I'm doing
it's
that,
happening as we speak.
Yeah, then I'm making big money there. Let me ask you this question: going to ambition, what
okay.
keeps the drive? What keeps people going? Because it's not always motivation. Motivation comes and
Yeah.
goes. Motivation comes and goes. I can be the first to tell you that. But what keeps the ambition, the dreams? What keeps that going?
For me, and I can't speak for everyone, and I think it will be different for everyone, but for me, I grew up kind of, I wouldn't say without, but I was close to it. And just being able to experience different things that broaden my horizons and possibilities of what is out there in the world, being around people that weren't from my neighborhood and different walks of life, different countries and shit like that, it just lets me know that there's so much more to see, and that just keeps my hunger for exploration alive, and that keeps my ambition alive. I know to go see these things, go eat these things that I want to do, go places that I want to do, I'm going to have the finances to fund such things. So I have to be ambitious in my finances. I have to be ambitious with the risk I take with associations, who's going to pull me in positive directions rather than keep me stagnant or muffle my growth. Things like that. I have to be ambitious with just providing for my family. I never am satisfied with wherever we are as far as quality of life. I'm always trying to enrich and improve. I always want it to get easier. We're 2 working parents right now, 1 child. I would like us to be stay at home, but maintaining online businesses and things of that nature, traveling a little bit for business, but mostly able to cater our schedule how we see fit.
Okay.
What was it? How do you stay ambitious?
Yeah, how do you keep the
How do you stay
ambition?
ambitious for that?
Keep that flame going.
And then a big part of it is being hungry for exploration, and then just my son wanting to provide the best possible life and opportunities for him.
There you go.
Playing with him and seeing his development every day, I see how sharp he is, how quick he picks up things, and it's just so magic, if you will, so inspiring that it's just like, okay, I want you to reach your full potential. If I actually encourage you and help you and support you in the right ways, or as best I can, how far can you go? And that keeps me, hungry for more, trying to do more so I can bring more in to show him, expose him to more.
Okay. I'm trying to think what keeps me ambitious. I think the main thing that keeps me ambitious, that keeps my flame going, is seeing the future of what I can make it. You know what I mean? Because you set goals out and you slowly see yourself achieving those goals. It's like, okay, what I'm thinking of the future doesn't seem that bad if I'm already here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think one of the things that keeps, at least for me, ambitious is continually achieving goals.
Yes.
Not so much as setting goals, but achieving them. Because then it's
Yes.
like, you got your big goal here, you break it down all to these little goals, and then you're
Yes.
like, achieving all these
Those
little goals.
stepping
It's like
stones towards the way.
it's not it. It seems a lot more feasible compared to saying,
Yes.
"Oh, I just want to be rich," or "I just want to be happy," or
Right,
something
right,
like
right.
that.
What's the
what I mean?
real work into getting
Yeah.
rich? Yes.
I can most definitely agree with you when it comes to the children, and it's not so much as giving them the things that I have, or giving them the things that I didn't have. It's more or less just opening the doors to opportunities that I didn't have. You know what I mean? It's like, money comes and goes, but if you give your child an opportunity that you didn't have, and seeing them, strive in that, is a lot better than saying, hey, here's this, I never had this when I was a kid, or I never had this when I was a kid. The knowledge and having them think that they can be more than what they are,
Yes.
keeps kind of that ambition alive more than, anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew when I got out of high school, I knew I wanted to own my own business. I just didn't know what business I wanted to own.
Okay.
And I wanted to go into nightclubs, believe it or not. You know what I mean?
Well,
Going to bars and nightclubs because
just figuring up that money.
yeah, back in the early 20s, like, okay, there's a lot of money in bars and nightclubs. And then
Right.
in my mid 20s, I'm thinking, okay, bars and nightclubs are actually kind of a headache. You know what I mean?
Yes. Nightlife every night.
So, most definitely striving into something you're good at also keeps your ambition going. Because obviously, if you're doing something you don't like, it's kind of hard to think, oh, okay, I can make a living off this. You know what I'm saying?
Ambitious, kind of create a goal out of it.
Yeah. But most definitely, if you're doing something you love, that most definitely keeps the ambitions of your higher goals, more interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to investing, that could be a little tricky, because when it comes to investments, it's like, what am I putting my money into that can make more money?
Yes.
And then how can I be ambitious to that? If I'm not seeing the infinite return that I want at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I actually been reading a lot on, investing and stuff like that, and reading the different, I guess, rules and there's like hidden rules and regulations of investing. Obviously, you don't want to
kind
invest.
of common knowns.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to invest in things that you don't know.
Yeah.
If you invest in something, if you're not making a return on that investment within a year, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Let's say if you buy a building and you want to flip a house or something like that, if you're not, I guess, having that house or building or making money off that in a year, then you're already losing money on your investment. So I'm like, it's little things like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to learning about investments, it's like, oh, this is shit that I probably didn't even think about when it comes to investing my money or anything like that. So,
kind of some personal standards to set for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, most definitely increasing your knowledge when it comes to investing most definitely keeps that fire going more or less.
Yes. I like to play around with the investments as well, and it's exciting to see your returns and everything, and then just to shift your money over when you feel like, or you're predicting like, okay, I know where the pattern is going and whatnot, and then it actually pays out. That is just like, okay, I'm actually figuring this shit out. Okay, I protected my money.
So far, I haven't made any bad investments, so that's pretty good.
I didn't lose anything as far as my initial investment into both platforms that I use was no more than maybe $800.
Okay.
And I probably got up to about $3,500 at my peak. So
that's not bad.
yeah, and played with that for probably about 3 years. So that was cool. I definitely like that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be like the ultimate investment other than real estate, because obviously everybody invests in
For
real
me,
estate.
the big investment is time. I'm very time conscious. So being conscious of your time and where you invest your time, where you allow yourself to be present is very important.
There you go.
I want to be outside. If I'm outside of my house, I want to be somewhere where I'm either making money, or I'm learning something new, or I'm enjoying the time with whoever I'm with. If I'm not enjoying the time with whoever I'm with, I'm not making money, or I'm not learning anything new, then I should be trying to get home to my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be there with them, playing and enjoying that time, because I from a young age felt like life was very short. You know what I'm saying? I felt like death was close. So now I'm motherfucking like just really trying to enjoy life now that I'm in the situation that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Currently with family and such things. So giving them as much time as possible
I can
is
most definitely
very
agree
important.
with that. I can most definitely, because investing your time in things that really ain't good for you is obviously a bad investment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And secondly enough, I did give up the video games. I thought that was kind of a bad investment. I would say that would be the only kind of bad investment.
Man, I don't want to say I gave up video games, but I just haven't done it, you know? Like, I still have the desire to do it, but I just don't fit it in, and I don't make time for it, and just neglect it. But dude, I left off on PlayStation 4, and I would still like to, get into PlayStation 5 and even the VR shit. I haven't even touched it, but I would like to, but shit, 3-year-old, man, is like I say, we're playing at the park or we're doing something.
My son, he plays a lot on his Fortnite and all that other stuff.
Yeah, see, we ain't there yet.
Yeah. And it's very, very time consuming.
Yeah.
And, being the Lyft driver that I am, I'm not out driving. I'm at home, wasting my time here. So, the last thing I want to do is start playing video games. I'm thinking, I played video games more than I did driving. Like, that's not good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I really want to invest in it, but I know it's a bad investment.
Yeah. But it's just entertainment.
It is
So
entertainment.
if you limit it, you can definitely have it within reason.
I probably would.
You know what I'm saying?
I probably would be able to do that.
Me, I'll pick up a bit. Even when I was playing, I'd probably play my game maybe once every 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Some people are every night, and that's a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I was once every 3 weeks, and I'd call my homies, maybe get a round or two in with them, and that would be it. And then I'd be 3 weeks, and I'd be content. You know what I'm saying? But that was different.
I'll be on it all day. Let's see what else.
I do have to watch my death scrolling, because that is time consuming in your idle moments when you have a moment.
I didn't even think about social media.
Yeah.
And what's bad for me when it comes to social media is that I do all of my promotions on social media.
Yeah.
So I have to spend some time on social media. The thing is spending too much time. And what am I doing with that time compared to, is this business related, or I'm just scrolling and scrolling? Yeah, is it productive or not productive? And then they have so many, so much of social media now that it's hard to stay on the one platform.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to bounce around the different platforms just to keep up with everything that's going on.
See, I haven't made that step yet. I downloaded Instagram, it's downloaded, but I haven't made that step yet.
I made
still on just one.
I made the leap to TikTok, and so far the clips of Real Talk with the Old Man and the movie reviews, they do really good on TikTok.
Right.
But then I end up scrolling to the next video. Next thing you know, I've done spent 2 or 3 hours just on TikTok.
Right.
You know, so
right. It is so dangerous.
It's
bro.
dangerous.
I'll be the same way. It'd just be maybe 30, 45 minutes for me, but man, like in between having a moment of silence when you can sneak away to the bathroom without the child. Like, okay, cool. And then, okay, it's been 30, 35 minutes. I need to move around, my legs asleep. But man,
it gets dangerous.
Yeah, dog, I feel so damn old having that conversation. It's like, god damn.
Oh, what else do we want to talk about with ambition? Keeping the fire going.
I say keep your integrity intact.
Yeah.
Don't sell your soul.
Yep.
Don't sell your soul. Keep your integrity intact, man, because you do some shit that you regret, man, and that lives with you and that stays with you.
Yeah.
And that stays on the internet for a long time. You know, whatever it is, if it gets exposed or discovered, it stays on for a long time. So I know, you know, you want to be where you want to be, reach your goals faster sooner than later, but I think the hard work way, the solid, sturdy foundation, build the sturdy foundation and make solid steps is better than exponential fast growth long term. I think most would agree. Shit, exponential growth is always great, but don't go negative with it. You know what I'm saying? If you can't maintain it or keep it in constant rotation, don't go negative off of one big bounce up. So if you can stay consistent and try and work towards that, that would be good pacing. You know, don't overwhelm yourself, I would say.
I would say most definitely dream big.
Yeah.
Like go very, very, very
yes,
high.
because anything's possible.
Yeah.
I'm
Especially when it comes
a
to
believer in that.
Especially when it comes to ambition and investments.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing that's not risky when it comes to investment, but then at the same time, take the risk. You know, take a calculated risk.
Because it's worth it.
Yeah, because it's most definitely worth it.
It's worth it, man. Find out. It's worth it to find out what doesn't work. Those are your small failures along the way to your success. Those are the small failures that they talk about. Those are your losses. The decisions that you make that didn't pan out to the result that you wanted, that just tells you, okay, that shit doesn't work. That removes some options to where you can focus on or look for what does. I had to start looking at shit like that once I started playing around with business and making my own money outside of a 9 to 5. It's just like, okay, I might invest in this type of equipment, or I might invest in this type of job, or pick up this type of stuff, and I might not make the money that I intended on, but I know that, okay, there's money over there, it's just not what I'm expecting to yield. Now I can invest in, or I can focus on this over here, this idea over here, which I think may be a bigger payout. That's still beneficial, because otherwise I'd still be lost on what should I focus my energy on. You know what I'm saying? Get the answers. That way you can kind of narrow in your focus of where you should hone, where you need to work at.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I say with investments, most definitely, like I said, with that number one rule, invest in something that you know about.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Don't
take the time to know about it.
Yeah.
Don't take a person's word
Yeah,
for it.
if you don't know about it, most definitely learn it, but don't invest in things that you don't know about.
Yes.
Like if you don't know anything about cars, don't invest in a dealership. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you don't know anything about real estate, don't invest in real estate.
You want to know some of the first-hand information yourself so you don't get misled.
Yeah, and then obviously stay away from the crypto scammers and the Bitcoin scammers.
Oh man. Forexers and all this type of thing.
Man, I get at least one of those a week where somebody
flip that $20 to that $50,000.
Yeah, somebody will friend me on Facebook and then they'll talk about, I made this so X many dollars about on cryptocurrency. Do you want to learn about it? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And then they unfriend me, which I know they're spamming if they just unfriend me right after that, because it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
That's what it was for.
So, yeah, don't invest in things that you don't know about. That will leave you broke.
Be ambitious to learn.
Yeah.
About everything, man. Take some time to learn about everything.
Knowledge.
Be teachable.
Knowledge is most definitely key.
Try to be teachable.
And then don't wait for someone to teach you. You have to go out there and learn.
Yeah, seek.
You have to go out there and learn. I literally learned everything about that I need to know about filmmaking off YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't have to go to college or anything like that. And I suggest that to all the people. It's like, oh, did you go to school to do this or anything? Like, no, I literally learned everything I need to know off YouTube. You know, so don't need no big college education or anything like that. Just you can literally Google something and they'll tell you everything about it.
Talk to some other, videographers and things like that. There's groups for everything on social media. So tap into a group, talk to some people that are local. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. There you go. I think I'm going to end the episode there.
Cool.
Got my co-host with me, Kyle Stanley, James Humphrey, talking investments and ambitions. We'll see you guys next week on another episode of Real Talk with Real Men.
Yo, have a good night.
Have a good night. Easy, simple, easy, simple.
Yes. Very nice.
Got anything new going on?
Right now, discussing selling my wife's grandmother's house.
Okay.
She just contacted a realtor friend of mine today, so he's going by to take a look at the house tomorrow. I'm thinking about another friend of mine that does real estate as well. Well, there's two more, and just shooting them her way, maybe see if she would like to utilize their services or not, but just give her, more opinion than just one. But yeah, with her selling her house, hopefully she might be open to, as I said, my wife and I are planning to move. Hopefully she would like to move with us, maybe.
There you go.
And that would be dope. You know what I'm saying? We were living together about a year and a half, 2 years ago, right after COVID for a stint of time. And she was down bad with COVID for a few months. So we were in there and helping her, and my wife was working from home, still working from home, and that type of thing. And living there, being able to cook her food, because we always bringing her food, but being able to actually cook her food and provide her with home cooked meals type shit like that. And I take care of her yard and all things like that, but being able to be in the house and actually clean thoroughly, in depth and shit like that, like things that she needs done. You know what I'm saying? All that was beautiful. And then she was watching my son at the time. He was 2, and she would be our daycare primarily when my wife needed her. So having her in-house with the wife and things like that was
real quick.
Nice for the stint of time we were there, but her house just wasn't ready for our accommodation of 3 more people. So we're about to move into our house. I would hope she would be open to moving back in with us, and we get a bigger place.
So did you already buy a house, or?
No, we're thinking that we want to have one built, or like have a mobile home.
Okay.
Like put on a piece of land and shit.
Okay.
That's why I say you can find some land and shit and get started that way. So we're either going to build or start with a mobile home first, and go from that. But that's just possible, an idea right now. Could find a house that we like and then it's existing. But we want that. And I was excited about that shit today.
There you go.
Birthdays are coming up, and we're planning my son's birthday. He's right behind. It's November 15th.
Oh, okay.
And mine is the 7th. So be thinking about his shit, but overthinking mine. Like, I ain't even thought about nothing for my birthday. I'll get a steak or some shit. But really planning his shit. I found some motorcycles that I kind of want. They have electric motorcycles with training wheels on them. And I'm kind of thinking that I want to do that. But they have 4-wheelers on Amazon, bro. They have small 4-wheelers, 40 cc's. They actually have an engine on them, like a small lawnmower engine. And they're only $500.
Oh, damn. That's...
Yes.
There you go. That's sold.
They're only $500.
That's sold right there, man.
So I'm like, bro, I know he's got to have the 4-wheeler, but I'm like, now or next summer? And I'm thinking more next summer, and I'll get the motorcycle in the winter. But I'm like, 4-wheeler and motorcycle? Hell yeah.
you know the trails out here, right? Like,
Yeah.
because you live in Overland Park, right? So we
Yeah.
got the Indian Trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 15 mile, 20 mile,
Mhm.
30 mile trail that goes into Missouri, and it really trails all the way like in the heart of Olathe, in the depths of Olathe, some shit like that. I walked about 10 miles of it.
Yeah.
I'll say in and out, you know.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to take like a motorbike or something and just
Yeah.
from one end and just ride it all the way to the other
dude,
end.
scooter, that'd be cool.
Yeah, ride it all the way to the other end of the
That would
trail.
be cool, man.
Even though you're not supposed to have motorized.
Do you
vehicles on it.
do like mountain bike or anything?
No, I've actually never learned how to ride a bike or a motorcycle or anything like that. Yeah, no.
No, not a motorcycle.
Or like mountain bikes?
Bicycle.
Like a bicycle.
Yeah.
I used to have a bicycle
Yeah.
that I used to ride on the trail. And when I
Get
moved,
one and then we'll ride, man.
I
I
bet, man.
ride my bicycle too.
I bet, man, we have to do it then.
Yeah, I like trails and shit like that. I always go to like Leewood or shit Black Hoof. Black Hoof Park
'Cause
is
I
in
think-
Olathe,
Yeah.
Lenexa. Leewood, City Park is dope and long
Yeah.
ass trails out there.
And then they got a trail right out here. The Riverfront Trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little right up against the
Yeah, I
river
see
or
people
something like that.
going there and then going across 9 and shit like that
Yeah,
too.
right on there. Yeah, okay. I have to get a bike now. I haven't bought a bike in a minute.
Exercise.
Yes. I'm trying to think what the hell's going on with. Well, the only thing that's really going on with me is I'm trying to buy another camera.
Yeah.
So I know we got the women's show going on.
Yeah.
So I know we're gonna get more shows and more guests and stuff like that. And so, you know, I take real good care of my shit.
Multiple angles.
But I need multiple cameras to do multiple angles because I know I want to have more than 3 guests, more than 3 people on a show.
Yeah.
So I know the camera that I have picked out. I just need to make the money to get it.
Exactly. It's
So,
coming.
Need to get
And
that.
then unexpected blessings are coming.
Yeah.
That's
And then
always true.
thought about getting a GoPro,
Yeah.
getting something.
I was thinking that too for my motorcycle.
Yeah, getting something handheld so I could get out in the streets and start recording something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Yeah, that's about it. You know. Other than that, it's just normal shit. Recording, editing.